What up though? Welcome back to another episode of Reality Trash TV with Dollar Gills. I'm your boy Dollar Gills, and if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so we can be friends and we can talk about Baddies West even more. Let's get into it because this episode was spicy. First of all, Razor in that damn wig. It looks a hot ass mess sitting on top of her head like that, and it doesn't help that she's just yelling, but not like regular yelling. She's drunk yelling and low-key sounds like a toddler throwing a tantrum. She's steady yelling she doesn't give a fuck and all around looking real crazy. How is she not embarrassed by this? My favorite part of the scene was when security is escorting Stunna off the PJ and Stunna tells security to ask Razor if she wants to square up, and security's like, nah, no more squaring up. I wish we would have seen the whole thing unfold, but we were only able to see the ending of the altercation, and personally, I think Razor was the aggressor this time, because the only time we seen Stunna be the aggressor was the first episode when she attacked Tommy, but Tommy had that coming. I want to know, are you guys Team Stunna or Team Razormigos on this one? Back on the baddie bus, the girls start to open up to each other and have a bonding moment. It was cute seeing them build a bond and, just be themselves. Rolly tells the other baddies that she suffers from depression, and I do have to say, depression is a real thing, and if you're battling that demon, hang in there, and I want you to know I'm here for you. It's getting real emotional now because DJ Sky shares that she lost her dad from CV-19, and Kat starts to open up about losing her best friend the same way. Biggie shares that she was bullied when she was younger, and I'm sure she was because kids are assholes. I was hoping Tommy was going to open up and share her story, but she made it clear that this was their moment, but I couldn't help but to question her motives. Did she just not want to share her truth because she didn't want anyone using it against her later, or she was genuine about wanting them to have their moment? Things that make you say, Then back on the Sprinter van, Scotty's just minding her business, she's staying out of the fuckery, and suddenly Razormigos tells Scotty she doesn't want her sitting next to her because she doesn't fuck with her, and Scotty moves like a punk. I would have loved if Scotty would have said, hell nah, you move, but she did not. For some reason, in the same scene, Razormigos calls Krishan and pretty much just yells at her the whole time and wasn't making any sense at all. She's too damn pretty to be this damn messy. Half the baddies arrive to the Arizona house and Natalie lets them know that the fighting's done, and low-key she sounds annoyed about the whole situation, but we already know that Natalie loves and gets paid off the drama, so she ain't fooling no one. I would be annoyed too if I had to hear Razormigos drunk yell the whole time from the airport to the house, low-key though. The other half of the baddies arrive at the house, and the only one with a problem with their room is Biggie. Biggie says she's too big for her bunk bed, but let's be honest, that house is way too nice to even be having bunk beds like that, don't y'all think? The next day, Natalie and Tommy start their day by spilling the tea about the fight on the PJ. I do have to say, Tommy looks fire in that red jacket. It kind of reminds me of Selena almost. It seems like everyone is on the same page about Razor's issue with drinking and acting up, because Natalie says she's a different person when she drinks, and Tommy feels like they need to address the situation. Which is true, because it's one thing to turn up, get lit, have fun, and it's another to get too lit and then start trying to fight everybody, because no one likes to be around somebody like that, and yes, I'm speaking from personal experience. Kat and Stunna have a little moment and catch up on their trip to Phoenix. Stunna comes through and says she wants Kat to have her baddie experience and get to know the other girls because she's always separated because of Stunna. Which is true, and from what it looks like the last 8 episodes, it looks like Kat's a follower, and it's definitely not the same Kat from BGC 5. Tommy and Razormigos are chopping it up. Razor looks fire with that black hair though. It just makes her tattoos pop so much more. Natalie and Scotty join in on the combo, and Natalie lets Razor know that she's got to control her drinking and stay in the boss lane and not the drunk mess lane. Scotty starts to speak her piece, and she just wants Razormigos to respect her, and Razormigos reassures her that the beef was done and blames it on the Casamigos. Y'all remember on Baddies South when Ann Moore called Bree out for allegedly selling coochie, and Jayla and Natalie pulled Bree to the side and let her know she needs to check Ann for punking her? Well, Where was this energy with Scotty when Razor punked her and told her to move? Now, like usual, they're having a meeting before heading out to the club, and it happens to be payday this time. But before handing the money out, they're going over everyone's duty for the performances and setting up a plan because the last 2 performances were a hot ass mess. Lo tries to say she's gonna perform her single even though it's not finished, and Natalie and Tommy were like, no. They shut that shit down real quick. So now they're starting to discuss how they're gonna split $20K between 11 girls. To be fair, that's at least $1,800 a piece, give or take. The issue was some of the baddies felt like the performers should be getting more than the other girls who were just twerking. The conversation starts getting heated when Tommy lets the baddies know she's a producer and a special guest to everyone's performance, and she feels like she deserves to be getting more than everyone else. And you know, Lo and Kat are the only ones being vocal about it should be split equally. This sets Tommy off. Tommy starts getting loud. She starts getting angry. You know, that vein's starting to pop out. She gets up. She kicks her shoes off. She's charging towards Kat and Lo. And then the episode ends. Y'all, there sure was a lot of talking on this episode. Razormigos looked crazy the entire time. She was just yelling. I get that she was mad, but from what it looked and sounded like, she was just drunk. She's way too pretty to be looking that crazy. Maybe she should limit her drinking. I can, but still can't believe that Scotty let Razor punk her like that and made her move to the other side of the sprinter. I like Tommy this episode. She seemed sober and genuinely enjoying the other girls' company on the Baddies bus. I enjoyed seeing the girls open up and bond with one another because it just reminds us baddie fans that they are human and not just reality TV stars. I knew someone was going to be mad when it came to splitting that $20K, but I do agree with Tommy and Rolly that performers should be getting a little bit more because they're actually performing and not just twerking. But Tommy didn't have to act like that to get her point across. What did you guys think about this episode? I want to thank you guys for tuning in on this episode of Reality Trash TV with Dollar Gills. I'm your boy, Dollar Gills. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn your notifications on, you know, so we can be friends and we can talk about Baddies West even more. If you want to know what my life is like outside of YouTube, be sure to follow me on my Instagram account at Dollar Gills with 2 L's and a Z. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one.